Well, thank you, friend. Shabbat shalom and greetings to you all. Now, I've heard from several people about how they've connected to the steps of forgiveness, to the steps of life that we've talked about. Something to do, someone to love, something to hope for, something to believe in. What a great lesson for all of us to take into the future. We come from what we were traditionally in a structure of society that stood for a long time, and it's really only now undergoing some major changes. Traditionally, and what developed along sociological as well as spiritual patterns, were the separate roles of mother and father. They're blending more today than they ever were before. A father went out to provide. Mother nurtured and cared for, was the primary educator and took care of the home. The person you were closest to, the person you learned the most from in the early days. And you learned about relationships, love, self-esteem, interaction. This was all mother, for good or for bad. Now, put in a difficult position, she certainly tried her best, and your connection to her was different than your connection to dad or anyone else. Mom was always there for you. Your protector, your defender, your redeemer. That's not to say all were the epitome of motherhood, a word which conjures up a perception, a judgment. So whether yours was great or awful, and some were one, some the other, and all were probably both at different times. But friends, it is now her weekend. Mother, you had me, but I never had you. I wanted you, you didn't want me. So I just gotta tell you goodbye. Goodbye. Well, it is Mother's Day. Honor, celebrate, appreciate everything you got from her. She taught us to belong to society. She taught us community. And that same angry songwriter wrote a beautiful ode to Mother just a year or so earlier. Half of what I say is meaningless, but I say it just to reach you, Julia. Julia, Julia. Ocean child calls me, so I sing a song of love, Julia. Now the Jekyll Hyde of motherhood. Honor your mother, give her a call. Now the other night we had a wonderful gathering for the Sabbath with a diverse group, but all being lovers of Torah and tradition and of the independent thought it provokes. And I thought of the words of Carl Jung, who said, the world will ask you who you are. And if you do not know, the world will tell you. Friends, know yourself. Know who you are, who you were, who you want to be. You decide. Do not let someone else tell you. That's something else your mother taught you. Knowing who we are also means knowing how we grow. I know I grow by looking more at the good than the bad, by feeling my feelings of concern, compassion for others, using my strength to support them. You can discover so much more of who you are when you learn to be accepting, self-surrender to the idea that there's something higher than you, maybe nothing more than that inner observer or witness that lives within. Never forget, it is fear that drives us away from our true nature. It brings panic. It takes you away from your real roots, your real home. It is fear that twists facts and causes us to jump to conclusions, to judge. Things change, they always do. For some, fear becomes the dominant aspect of life, especially in these days, and without knowing differently. For many today, as a leper seems to be the one who inquires, who wants to know more. And that also is just judgment. Do not let the world tell you who you are or how to think. You're more than capable. It is our independence that makes us want to be part of a community, because that becomes a choice, not because we are told. We are better together than apart. We exchange and share the energy of creation when we come together as a group, weekly, monthly, yearly, like we do when we gather in the collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, love. Any and all love, a true chavura, fellowship. As we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing, bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together we are individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, or spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, come together. Hine Matov, Shevet Avika, Hine Matov, Shevet Avika. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. Community. Together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. Let's take some time now. Let's use that intention, some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to everyone you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody, because it floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. Think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. We each must do what we can to change our own little corner of the universe, because as we change ourselves, we change the conditions of life. And a part of that healing of the world is our sending thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. You don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send out energy for the people in need everywhere. And always special thoughts and prayers for those who are in dire medical straits. We pray for those who need prayer, because prayer is the effective method of communication with God, of entreating, of helping ourselves, others. We don't have to know them. We want health, goodwill, good life, recovery for everyone around us. For Cardinal, Linda from Virginia. For Joseph, Barry and Terry, for Jen and Lisa. For Cheryl, Jamie, Gloria, Doria, Agent K and Snoopy. For Fern and Johnny, Ronnie, Connie. For Nina and Danny. For all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include those familiars of our lives, all our sacred animal friends everywhere. For everybody you know in need, for the whole world, for the bee. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes and goodwill and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Avotenu, Makor, Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the one before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say Amen. Misha Barak, let us all have our spiritual renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing. We call upon God to heal as He's healed before. Misha Barak, may He who blessed, because all healing's a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our first love, to share, to care, to grow. Just as we've seen that we can take a phrase like never again and turn it into a prayer, so there's the ability to have a prayer for everything. There are numerous parts of Psalms. In fact, the whole of the Tanakh lends us phrases, sentences that become prayers. You could pick a sentence. You could make it your own. Well, we have this famous song about healing. From Psalm 51, we can find a prayer for renewal. And who doesn't need renewal? Hide thy face from my sins, blot out all mine iniquities. Create me a clean heart, O God. Renew a steadfast spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence. Take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and let a willing spirit uphold me. Now, you ever noticed if you throw a few thy, thou, and these into a sentence, it sounds very prayerful. Cut through the words. Go to the essence. Go to the meaning. Now, this week we've reached the end of the readings of Leviticus. You made it. You got through the handbook of the priest. And next week, the story will continue. But first we read behar and bechukotai on the mountain and in my statutes. Feel like my soul is beginning to expand. Look into my heart, you will sort of understand. You brought me here, now you're trying to run me away. Writing on the wall, come read it, come see what it says. Thunder on the mountain, rolling like a drum. Don't sleep over there, it's where the music comes from. Don't need any guide, already know the way. Remember this on your servant both night and day. Now, the first of these readings introduces a very important lesson on the idea of the Sabbath. The second, it's all about freedom. But notice the words that are used. The I at the end of a word, like in the second reading of this week, of the small readings, bechukotai. The I is a suffix meaning my, and it adds emphasis. And we've seen it and used it so many times in the Torah before. Sarah to Sarai, princess to my princess, Adon, Lord. To what we often mistake for the name of God, but which really is just an address, Adonai, my Lord. And with emphasis, it's my great Lord. Okay, so the I is emphasis. So bechukotai, God's emphasis. These are his laws. These will be the true words of God. By my laws. By his truth I came to be upright. By his strength I do endure. By his power I've been lifted. In his love I am secure. Bought me with a price. Freed me from the pit full of emptiness and wrath, and the fire that burns in it I've been saved. By the blood of the Lamb. And the blood of the Lamb took place at Passover. Now this reading provides a quick list of blessings and curses, and it's predicated on whether the people will follow these laws. The list comes at the conclusion, and it's arguably the culmination of the book. It indicates that all of his laws has implication. It says plainly enough that people's fate will depend on whether they follow these laws or not. The unsaid piece, of course, is it's all the laws. It's all or nothing. It's all the people. So you have to read the fine print. But first we open listening in on a private chat between God and Moses. And I want to focus on the first of the readings. Leviticus 25:1. And the Lord spoke to Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, speak to the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, when you come to the land that I'm giving you, then the land shall have a Sabbath for the Lord. Now this was different from the God-human chats of early Genesis, when God and Adam or Noah or Abraham met and they talked just like old friends do. There were two middle-aged men. They were sitting in the corner bar. They were lying about what wonderful lovers they are. Bending each other's ears, bending their elbows too, holding their arms apart the way that fishermen do, singing you should have seen no one. They'd got away Oh, you should have seen the one that got away. Innocent man with friendly, all-knowing, chatty God. The days of Genesis. Now, we've talked about laws, rituals, commandments, about how we live, love, relate to God or the universe, our parents, selves, how we relate to the inhabitants we share this world with. We were given 10 little rules to live by, and they're all pretty good. We've talked about which of the 10, if you had to choose which one. You think about it, and since our Kavanaugh, our intention, sets in motion everything, the one that immediately goes to the heart of intention was the 6th, no murder. Not no killing, no murder, because murder is intention. Whether it be the physical taking of life, the destruction of someone's spirit, self-esteem, but no. We are reminded time and again it is the Sabbath, the unification of earth and heaven, the true nexus of time and space. It's not just for us. We will read about a sabbatical for the land. Sabbatical from Sabbath. We don't mean cease. We hear the term all the time. People take sabbaticals from their jobs, from school, even from relationships. They take breaks, they rest, they renew. But what does it mean here? It is about protection of the land, of the world we live in. Just as we cannot work without ceasing, so the land cannot produce without ceasing and renewing. It too needs to regenerate, rejuvenate, renew. Leviticus 25:3. 6 years you shall seed your field. 6 years you shall prune your vineyard. You shall gather its produce, and in the 7th year the land shall have a Sabbath, a ceasing, a Sabbath for the Lord. You shall not seed your field. You shall not prune your vineyard. You shall not reap your harvest free growth. You shall not cut off your untrimmed grapes. The land shall have a ceasing. Now, the free growth that it mentioned is the ability of the land to grow where you did not plant. And if it has, you must leave it. You cannot cut it. You leave it for the widow, the orphan, the alien. You leave it for those in need. Now, what do you do when you cease? You recover. And to do so, do the most important and to some, the most selfish thing you can do. Self-love. You need to renew. And then we're told in Leviticus 25:8, you shall count 7 Sabbaths of years. 7 years, 7 times. And the days of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be for you 49 years. 7 times 7. And you shall pass a blasting horn in the 7th month on the 10th of the month on the Day of Atonement. You shall have the horn pass through all your land. The horn sounds to mark what became known as the Jubilee, the Jubilee. It's from the Hebrew word Yovel, which was a synonym for the ram's horn or the shofar. And so it's possible that the 50th year was called Jubilee, Yovel, because this was when loud blasts of the ram's horn were sounded throughout the land. And we know that the ram's horn was only used on special occasions. And when it occurs, you shall go back, each to his possession. Now, what does that mean? Leviticus 25:10, you shall consecrate the year that makes 50 years and proclaim liberty in the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, and you shall go back, each to his possession. You shall go back, each to his family, to his ancestral holdings. This was so important a concept. It was carved on the Liberty Bell, the Bell of Freedom in Philadelphia, PA. Ultimate freedom, ultimate sharing and caring. The year of the Jubilee, all slaves were freed, all land returned to the land that it was distributed to at the beginning when the people first reached the promised land, and God said, here is how you shall distribute the land. It is the freedom of life for everybody. We're only caretakers for this magnificent world, my friends. The year of Jubilees is the true year of freedom. Let's hope that it comes soon. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred, so is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life. The lives of those you love, share your feelings with them. Live free. Be free. Honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed, share and honor the light, and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everybody and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do. Learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your heart. Honor the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you love them and take advantage of the time you have. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our efforts to grow, to learn, to be the love. So please do love. Now, bless you all a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Set them in your intention. Use them to imprint your will on the universe because we set in motion all that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our Kavana. Cause and effect. Everything is linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It's your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. Remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all, honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. And work to be present with the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness, your ability to be mindful, aware, present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you because you're never alone. You have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, and to bless. So be generous. Bless others. And therefore, bless yourself. Love with the heart because we're all part of the greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be fair for someone because someone will always be there for you. Whether you know it or not, you'll often not know it. Continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced others have too, because we share together, we learn together, we each are here to help each of us. We try to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And listen to the voice of God as he, she, it talks to you. Think before you speak because your words can empower and free you. Please, call your mom, physically or spiritually. Tell her you love her and acknowledge all she did for you because whether you know it or not, she is your foundation for everything that you know about love. If not for you, the sky would fall, rain would gather too. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost, not for you. Thank you, Mom. And thank you for joining me, my friends. Celebrate freedom and love. Let the world know you walk in faith and trust and in yourself. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.